How did a single piece of legislation reshape the contours of British governance in India? Today, delve into the story of the Pitt's India Act of 1784, a pivotal moment that marked a new chapter in the colonial narrative. In the late 18th century, the British East India Company not only dominated trade in the East, but also wielded significant political power. However, the administration under the Regulating Act of 1773 was proving inadequate. This act was the first attempt by the British Parliament to oversee the affairs of the company in India, but it fell short in establishing a robust governance structure, leading to administrative inefficiencies and corruption. Enter William Pitt the Younger, the British Prime Minister, who perceived the need for a more structured approach. In 1784, he introduced a new legislation, the Pitt's India Act, also known as the East India Company Act. This act was designed to rectify the failures of its predecessor and to tighten the British government's control over the vast and profitable territories in India. The Pitt's India Act established a dual system of governance. While the East India Company continued to handle commercial operations and day-to-day administration, significant political decisions and matters of civil and military governance now required oversight from the newly formed Board of Control. This six-member board, nominated directly by the Crown, served as a bridge between the company and the British government, ensuring that political power did not solely rest in the hands of the company's directors. Furthermore, the act marked a significant shift by centralizing authority and creating a framework that allowed for more direct intervention by the British government in the affairs of India. The Board of Control had the authority to supervise and direct all operations of civil and military governance, as well as revenue. This not only curbed the autonomy of the East India Company, but also marked a step towards a more formal and organized British rule in India. The effects of the Pitt's India Act were profound. It laid the groundwork for a more structured administration and paved the way for subsequent legislation that would further consolidate British control over India. Moreover, it signified a critical step in the transformation of the East India Company from a commercial enterprise to an administrative and political entity. In summary, the Pitt's India Act of 1784 was a cornerstone in the history of British India. By addressing the shortcomings of the earlier Regulating Act and establishing a dual system of control, it reshaped British colonial rule in India, setting the stage for the empire that would dominate the subcontinent for over a century. This act not only reflected the strategic interests of the British Parliament, but also underscored the complexities of governing a distant colony with burgeoning political and economic significance.